Hello everyone, how's been your day you all? I am Dayo Olujumo Ikuni. Welcome to News Wrap Up on Atmospheric TV. Good evening, Uncle Musti Lala.
Evening, Dayo.
How's been your day?
It's okay, hectic.
Well, we hope for better days, of course.
Yeah.
And we hope that every work we do will turn out to profit us well.
Yes.
Okay, the Muhammad Buhari-led government has stated that it did not know that Russian President Putin would order a military invasion into Ukraine. Well, Minister of Foreign Affairs Godfrey Onyema made this known yesterday during an interview. Onyema stated that the federal government have begun the evacuation of Nigerians in Ukraine if it knew that Russia would invade Ukraine. Well, the minister added that it was difficult to plan ahead because the Nigerian government didn't know that the crisis between the two countries would escalate so quickly. We were actually discussing about this earlier. So I think
a week too we were discussing about it.
Yes,
it's not something that is new. Forget about whatever thing the minister is saying. It's just a kind of excuse, a kind of damage control excuse. But to some extent, you still give them believe him, because I think 2 days to the invasion, Russia now put up a kind of a hoax whereby they say that they are withdrawing their troops from the Ukraine border. And they even show it whereby we saw train of military hardware being moved away from this. So it's the way Russia presented the case. They presented as if they are not going to invade. Consistently, Mr. Putin keep on reassuring that, look, I don't have anything like invasion on mind. But worldwide, they saw the handwriting on the wall. A week to America continued to warn that, look, on so time Russia will invade, and it happened at that particular time. So if Mr. Geoffrey Onyema is saying, look, Nigerian government did not know that
it will happen so quickly.
Come on, he's just saying that for saying sake. In Nigeria, we are used to fire brigade approach. Corruption is like it's so endemic in Nigeria to the extent that, look, everything that has to do with allocation of fund, public officials, they put their interests first. Now we're talking about budget allocation of fund to be able to get some Nigerians out from there. The process of getting them out, money will be disbursed. They're not going to trek from Ukraine down here. Airlines will be involved, and those airlines that will be involved in the ferrying of Nigerians down here, government will pay them. And I will tell you this for a fact that, look, at the end of the day, Nigerian government will spend so much money. If we are to vet the airlines that will be involved, you discover that where they spend 1 billion, it will amount to 2 billion. So if you look at it very well, based on our own system here, the scenario in Ukraine is a prayer answer to Nigerian public officials because it's an avenue for them to make money. Take, for instance, the issue of the pandemic. Although you see Nigerians now, nobody is worried again because there's nothing like lockdown. Because there's no lockdown, Nigerians were only afraid of the lockdown, and consistently they keep on saying that, look, that lockdown is due to the government. Government use that lockdown to enhance a conduit for them to make money. So but nobody care about that. So right now we are talking about Nigerians in Ukraine that are stranded. Those people that are going through a lot. I saw a video on international media, I think Al Jazeera or CNN also, whereby they are complaining of being discriminated at. Not only Nigerians, all the blacks and some Indian community, they are complaining. When they are going to headed to the train, Ukrainian military discriminated against them. When they found themselves down to Poland, to the Polish border, the Polish authority to discriminate against them. So you can imagine the kind of situation that our people have found themselves. It's not supposed to be so. Nigerian government should be proactive. This is excuse of giving excuse that it's uncalled for. Why they're supposed to be proactive? These are Nigerians, these are blacks in East Europe, where there is some element of racism up to now is still very high in those countries there and in the part of Europe. So it's like being they expose their vulnerability to the people, so which is not supposed to be so. The excuse that the minister is giving is not enough.
Well, you also said that some Nigerians who are trapped in Ukraine due to the Russia-Ukraine crisis have refused to return to the country. Well, you also stated that the government had made provisions available for Nigerians who were presently in neighboring countries pending their evacuation. Because I saw a video, some were saying that they were hungry and all.
Yeah, you know, it's part of our. I wouldn't like to say our DNA, but it's part of our psyche that look, Nigerians, we are rugged, we are determined, we could withstand whatever situation. So when this war was about happening, I believe that those Nigerian students, some of them that are students, and some Nigerians that are resident there, I believe that they want that war to happen because they know quite okay that look, at the end of the day it will create a refugee problem whereby they will use the opportunity and move to a better side of Europe whereby they will become institutionalized themselves, and that is exactly what is happening. And that is why you discover that Poland and Hungary, these are somehow countries with hostile immigration policies. So you discover they are not ready to welcome the blacks, because they knew that blacks coming in, they are not coming to live, but they are coming to stay. Some will use there as a transit to better country, to the western part of Europe. So I believe that if you seek the opinion of Nigerians, some of the Nigerians there, they won't be willingness to come back to Nigeria. They will tell you that over their dead bodies, better they remain there. You understand? They will say, better I remain there. If they come here, no light. Over there, even at war, there is light. Even at war, the network is not hampered. So Nigerians were rugged, we are determined, we could withstand whatever situation that comes to us. You need to know how those ones that go through Mediterranean Sea, through Libya, they pass through a lot, but they are determined that look, I must get to Europe. So if you ask some of those Nigerians in Ukraine, they are not willing to come back to Nigeria because they know coming back to Nigeria is like life is here is hopeless. So that is the situation.
Well, the National Assembly has voted against the provision to pay life pensions to its preceding officers. Both chambers of the National Assembly voted against the clause, which reads a bill for an act to alter the provisions for the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to provide pension for preceding officers of the National Assembly and for related matters and approve the recommendations therein. At the upper chamber, Senate President Ahmed Lawan said this bill has conclusively failed. You know, some days back we were talking about there were.
It would have been a heavy slap on the faces of Nigerians, suffering Nigerians. I mean, this is a country whereby I saw one report this morning about one of the national daily said is it about 40 million Nigerian youth are unemployed. So you can imagine if you are taking let's assume that we are 150 million by population, and you take 40 million. That is their just figure, because I don't think we have.
I think I saw 40%.
I don't think we have a database whereby it means specified that look, social categories of Nigerians are unemployed. I believe it should be more than that, because in economics there is what we call underemployed. Even if when you are earning income and your income could not withstand your demand, it means you're underemployed. So you discover that figure they gave there is higher than that. we are dealing with unemployment, we are dealing with poverty, we are dealing with out of school children, and then all they could think about is how to increase the jumbo pay of principal officers of the National Assembly to the extent of making it a life thing. They did the right thing. You see, Nigerians will not commend them for standing down that particular clause, because we already know whether it's being done lawfully, what they are taking will sustain them for life.
We're still talking about the Federal House of Representatives, and they have empowered judges to begin the conduct of court proceedings over the internet. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Well, the development is coming as the constitution review process kicked off earlier today. The lawmakers today voted 276 to allow court or tribunal proceedings to be conducted remotely, virtually, online, or through any media platform. Clause 23 is on a bill for an act to alter the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to allow court or tribunal proceedings to be conducted remotely, virtually, online, or through any media platform or technological innovation, and for related matters, and approve the recommendations therein. Looking at it, I think it's very, very helpful.
Yeah, now they are infusing technology into judicial processes,
yes,
which is normal. I believe it's long overdue for that. At least, if not now, the incidents of the pandemic has shown to us that, look, we must infuse technology into our work space.
That means you can complain online.
Yes, you can complain online, and the trial could be conducted online.
Because we have different kind of stories about judicial cases getting so
Sluggish.
long. Yes, so sluggish, and
I know that will still continue. That aspect of sluggishness of
so it doesn't change the fact.
It will not change. But the only thing that it will change now is that it will only give room. It only give room to say, okay, as a judge, you know, a judge is the head of his court. He can decide with his registrar. It's what the cases that the registrar present to him that he decide upon. And what the law is now saying now is that as a judge, you can decide to hold your hearing remotely. That is, if it's not convenient for you to
you can work at home.
You can work at home. You can decide to say, okay, I'm in Maiduguri, and you are supposed to be here to hold your court here. Since you are unable to be here, at least they can do video conferencing, whereby you can still hold your normal court session. That is what it means. The other aspect that lead to sluggishness of cases, it has to do with a lot. One, starting from the police investigation to the prosecuting. There's what we call a Department of Public Prosecutor in every state. As a judge, you don't decide the direction of the prosecutor. It's what the prosecutor presents as evidence that you work with, and you also give room for the defendant to defend himself. So that process that bring about sluggishness in cases, that has not been tackled in this case. What is being tackled is just to create room to say, okay, decide a case from wherever you feel like deciding the case. But it will still help to speedy discharge of cases, because when the judge travel, it means until he returns.
And now you have to adjourn
again. So in this case now, at least he can decide to say, okay, wherever he is within the Nigeria territory, he can decide his case.
Okay, well, the National Assembly has granted financial autonomy to local government and judiciary. During the plenary on Tuesday today at the Senate, 92 out of 109 senators voted in support for the financial autonomy to the local government areas in the country, while 88 voted to pass administrative autonomy to local government areas. At the Green Chamber, the House of Representatives members also voted for financial and administrative autonomy for local government, state legislature, and judiciary. You were saying something about that earlier.
This is quite commendable. If you observe very well, local government administration has been killed by state. You understand? Both local government, state, and federal, all of them are the three tiers of government that we have. But you discover that since state government started operating joint account, it started right from the military administration of Babangida, whereby local government and state government operate joint account. It's through that process of joint account that the state government took control of the local government to the extent that local government is no more, it exists in names, but it doesn't function like local government. When we were growing up, some of us, our parents were local government workers. Local government could rural feeder roads. They could do that. They could start a road. They could do a lot. You understand that education is it falls on the concurrent list of the constitution, whereby both the state and local government and the federal government has input to make in education. But it comes to a certain point, because local government, they were unable to pay primary school teachers salaries. State government has to take over control of the paying of the salaries, to the extent now that today there's nothing like financial autonomy to the local government. What it means, they are getting as the allocation is coming from the statutory allocation. Governors will now come, said, okay, we'll call a local government chairman of a particular local government. He said, look, how much do you need for your salaries? If you said, okay, you need 100 million, do you know that this is actual money that's supposed to go to the local government, but they are not getting the money? The state governors determine the amount of money they get. So through that process, they now make sure that LGAs lost their financial autonomy completely. So at least this law now, at least the law is not like new. It's now reverting back to where we used to be. They're giving them back their autonomy. Whether they're going to achieve it, I don't know. Because if you observe very well, all these things have to start from political processes. A state governor will determine who will become the next local government chairman. And through that process of becoming a local government chairman, they have become like an annex of the state governor's office. That is what it means now. You discover that local state governors determine the lifespan of chairman of local government. Through that, they are emasculated from the system, where to the extent that some of the local government chairman today, they are like houseboys to governors. So I believe with this, gradually normalcy will return, but it will take time. It will take time because governors determine who is the local government chairman. Through even the elections are manipulated, heavily manipulated. That if you go virtually all the state, if a APC state, once they conduct that local government election, you discover that both the councillors, apart from Abuja here, that I think 2 weeks ago that the election was held, all the local government, if the governor is PDP, all the chairmen will become PDP, all the councillors will become PDP. If it is APC state, the same pattern will repeat. There is this adage that says who play the piper dictate the tune, or something like that. So you discover that since the money is coming from the governors, the state government purse, certainly the governors will determine who become the local government chairman. So, but based on this law now, both the state governors, the state government, and the local government, all of them have the same source of driving their statutory allocation, monthly statutory allocation, which is federation account. If it is coming directly, not coming through the local government, whereby if it's not coming through the state government again, you discover that this aspect of deducting at source, it won't arise. And once that deducting at source doesn't arise, the local government chairman, they could perform and function properly. We are talking about the tiers of government whereby it's closer to the people. For instance, we are here now. Some of the inner roads here, it's not supposed to be function of if FCT is a state. It's not supposed to be the function of the state government. It's supposed to be local government that's supposed to do it. They are nearer to the people. They understand the people. They're supposed to be allocated with more responsibilities and more fund. But that's not the case.
Thank you so much, Uncle Musti, for that. Well, thank you everyone for staying with us on News Wrap Up. I am Dayo Olujumo Ekuni, and you get to introduce yourself.
Mustafa Malik is my name.
Uncle Musti Lala.
Yeah.
Do have a wonderful day. Bye. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe to all our social media handles. Facebook at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and Twitter at Aspheric News. And do not forget to check out our website www.asphericnews.com. Thank you.